Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Bad news from Bakhmut, where the Ukrainians, not allegedly, but really, according to statements made by Americans and others, other volunteers who fought in Bakhmut and they retreated in the middle of the night, I must add, according to Ukrainians. They report the situation in Bakhmut for the Ukrainians, and it's not good. The thing is, they don't have weapons, they don't have ammunition, they don't have but their balls. That's all they got. And unfortunately, if they don't retreat, they will be captured and they will be taken prisoner and then exchanged and hurt. I hope they are exchanged before they get hurt. So let's see what this article has to say. This comes from Army Times. It is from today, the 19th of March 2023. Ukrainian forces running out of shells, equipment in fight for Bakhmut. Now, where is Bakhmut? Not here. This is Ukraine. This is the area where the Russians already conquered. This is the front line, and Bakhmut is right here. Artemovsk, right here. This is Artemovsk for the Russians, and this is Bakhmut for the Ukrainians. So you see this little thing right here? That's not a good news right here. Between Artemovsk and Chasov in Ukraine is Chasiv. Yar is about 6 kilometers, I think it is, or 3, 4, 5. Well, I'll tell you in a minute. And the Russians are going to encircle these guys here. Now, I don't know if they're going to go further than that, because this is the only route these guys are getting ammunition and anything else. And it's under the Russian continued shelling. So today I covered this little town here where the children were removed. I'm guessing the population, civilians, were removed because the Russians are coming, and they don't want to tell us yet. So let's go back to this article. Ukrainian forces running out of shells, equipment in fight for Bakhmut. Russian forces, spearheaded by the famous Wagner private military group. Oh, how come it's private military? It's not mercenaries anymore. Are steadily wearing down the last holdouts in the city of Bakhmut, with the nearly encircled Ukrainians taking heavy casualties and running out of firepower after a month-long fight. British and American legionnaires, these are just, volunteers, with Ukraine's International Legion, who just left Bakhmut, tell Military Times that Ukrainian forces lack the basics: mechanized vehicles and artillery ammunition to keep up the fight, with the Russians slowly squeezing the city in a north-south pincer movement. This, pop, pop, right here, pop, 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 pop. So, unfortunately, they have orders to stay there and die, it seems like, by the guys who are taking all kind of pictures in Kiev and send them here appearing to be serious. But Ukraine's high command refuses to abandon the city, counting on the grinding warfare to bleed Russian manpower and materiel, kneecapping any wider Russian spring offensive. Indeed, the Institute of Study of War, not really trustworthy, I gotta tell you that, very subjective. A Washington-based think tank reports that Russian forces haven't even managed to cross the river that partitions Bakhmut, and nor do Russia appear to have the combat power to expand further westward beyond the besieged city. All right, weasels, this is what they do. Weasels, here it is. Here is the river, okay? Indeed, the Russians do not and will not. They don't have to. They're going to go behind and give it to you from behind, deep, going like this, and then you're going to have to cross over there on their lap when they're going to squeeze you that way. Okay? They don't even have to. They just stay right here. And then after they do this and they encircle you, let's say they encircle you right here. You don't even have to be close right here. Just come over here. Pa-pa-pa-pam. What the hell do you think you're going to do over there? You're going to be starving. Yes, exactly. They don't have to lose anybody trying. They're just going to circle you right here, pop up. And you can't do anything, you can't leave. You're going to wait. Hey, excuse me, sir, can you take me prisoner? No. Anyway, it says here, Bakhmut must stand, said Sam or Samuel, a 37-year-old former U.S. Marine gunner with tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, echoing determined Ukrainian officials. Yeah. Speaking to Military Times near Konstantinovka outside of Bakhmut, the veteran acknowledged heavy losses defending the city, including his unit's translator and senior officer, but said it has symbolic significance. Well, symbolic. Okay, then die for symbolic significance. Yep. All right, let's see here. It says to keep holding Bakhmut, the Ukrainian troops need to be resupplied fast. They don't even have the way to resupply them. Troops complained that they have so little ammunition that artillery units are forced to pick and choose which fellow troops under fire to help. The soldiers said Ukraine's military leadership may be hoarding shells for the upcoming larger offensive, gripping that show plummeting morale. Yeah, and then it says that frustration, now this is important, that frustration is what drove troops to speak out. This is that commander, the Ukrainian commander of that battalion that was demoted for saying that Ukraine doesn't have trained troops anymore and has only people with no experience, and they need people with experience and so on. He was demoted and then he quit. He said, "This is my resignation, F off." So the frustration is what drove troops to speak out. Most only giving first names or asking to remain anonymous. Why? Will they be reprimanded? Will they be shot in the back of the head? For fear their commanders would censor them for their criticism. I don't think that. I think that's what they will censor. I think that's a different word here. But anyway, poor guys. Now this is how war looks like. I see another guy with the bicycle. Right, like this. This is how they look, and you can't smell them. But anyway. So Chasiv Yar, right here, Chasiv Yar for the Russians. A small town about 6 miles west of the besieged city hosts an unknown number of Ukrainian artillery pieces hidden throughout the town. So again, they hide in the cities among civilians, and then when they got bombarded by the Russians, it's the Russians' fault. Yes, because they attacked Ukraine, unprovoked. Their blasts of fire reverberating through the near-empty streets in support of Ukrainian forces miles away. Well, this again, the town is essential because it's practically the road into Bakhmut. They're talking about Chasiv Yar, and would be an important lifeline to safety should Ukrainian forces pull back westward. With the Russians focusing on Bakhmut, Chasiv Yar is spared from the volume of shelling that Bakhmut withstands. Though the city is far from safe, Russian incoming happens all the time, Chaus said, adding that a volley from a Russian Grad multiple rocket launcher plummeted apartments throughout the town earlier last week. And they're looking for you, and you are over there. No problem. Yeah, okay, here it is. So, yeah, this is a sad situation where you have an army almost trapped in Bakhmut, because I don't know exactly, they're not defending anything in Bakhmut. I mean, let's look at it. Bakhmut is empty. What are they defending? The Russians don't even have to take it. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to go around it far enough where they can, cut through, and they're going to go far enough. They're going to keep attacking Chasiv Yar and blah, 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 and they will stay over there. They will cut the communication line, the supply line, and that's it. You're done. The Russians don't even have to bombard those guys in Bakhmut anymore. Just keep them over there so they can't leave the little colony. And they want to shit on themselves, eat their poop, and then after they don't have anything else to take a poop, they can't eat anymore. So what are they going to do? Or take their underwear and fly them around peace. It's unfortunate because did you hear the logic? The logic is you guys over there in Bakhmut, you're gonna die, but kill as many Russians as you can. So they don't have enough to come and get us in Kiev while we're, it's a party. You see, every time now you see Zulander, Zelensky, Stein, he's always like, he's a weasel. Anyway, so what is gonna happen? Keep Bakhmut, defend Bakhmut. All right, let's put it this way: it's nothing to defend there, not even your pride. Just get the hell out. It's not no shaming that. Go outside, fight another day. Maybe you're gonna win next time. Instead of dying here, killing 2 Ruskies, they got 30 millions that could be potentially, got together and mobilized in a general mobilization. And you're gonna kill 3 Russians. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart. Look for the truth and be just.